Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss BET presents The Encore, Season 1, Episode 2, and let me just say, Miss Pam, you are an absolute trip. But you know what? Let me not jump ahead. Let's just jump right on in to this recap because I have quite a lot to say, all right? We start off the episode with Keeley in the kitchen talking to Shamari and Irish about what just happened between her and Aubrey. And Shamari makes a little joke about how girl groups do not survive because of all of the egos. And I have to say, I really hate when people act like women can't get along, because just as human beings, if you throw anybody in a house for a long time, there's going to eventually be some friction. So I really hate that whole trope about women can't get along and girl groups are always full of mess, when it's really like, we've seen on Making the Band where the guys were fighting and not getting along and having conflict, all right? So let's not act like because it's a girl group that's why there's problems and mess. No, human beings in general are messy and complicated people, so there's bound to be some sort of conflict or confusion in the midst, all right? Aubrey is in her confessional saying that she does not like the word divisive, and it's just unrealistic that all 8 of these women are going to be singing on every song. And she just feels like if you have a problem with what she said or what she thinks, then you can take it up with her, but she's sticking by her opinion. Now all of the ladies gather in the living room and they are greeted by Miss Sita once again. Sita lets it be known that there needs to be a queen of this group. And while she is letting this be known, all the ladies are kind of like, wait, what? Like a queen? We already know that in Keely's head, she is the leader, the CEO of all the ladies. So she is not too enthused about there being a new leader of the girls. Lamisha votes for Pam, Irish casts her vote, Aubrey casts her vote, and she picks up Keely's name and she's like, okay, so this is who we are not going to vote for. And it's really funny to see the friction between Aubrey and Keely. Like they are just at each other's throats. Nivea casts her vote and it is a vote for Pam. Pam casts her vote. We see Keely in the booth. She's voting for herself and nobody is surprised because that's exactly what Keely would do. Fallon and Felicia cast their votes and now it is time to see who is going to be the queen. Pam is crowned queen. She has her nice crown on. She sits on the throne and she reads off the queen's mandate. The queen's mandate says that the queen has to settle disputes among the group members and that all of the ladies have to be on at least 3 tracks and perform on the 29th day. So everybody's kind of laughing like, good luck, girl. Like, I don't really see that happening with this group of girls, but hey, wishful thinking. And with certain women in this group, I'm like, yeah, I don't see that happening either because the vocals for some are on struggle. But we're going to get to that in just a moment. It's the next morning. All the ladies are getting ready for the day. And Shamari and Pam are in the bathroom together doing their makeup. Shamari says that she's happy that Pam is the queen, and she tells Pam that Pam is just such a light in the house. Pam says thank you, but she reminds Shamari that back in the day, she was not a light at all. She's just happy that she is in a peaceful state, and she's a lot different from who she was back in the day. So finally, the ladies are going to get in the booth. Cosign and Elijah, the producers, are back in the house, and they want the ladies to start laying down some vocals for this reggae track that they have. I'm going to be honest with you, I thought that the song sounded pretty good. Like, if I heard it on the radio now, I might give it a listen for like a cute 30 seconds. Like, I definitely wasn't like, oh, this song sounds trash. Like, no, the beat was really nice. I liked it. And Nivea goes up into the booth first, and she sounds really good. She's nervous, of course, but she really killed it. I have to say, I think that Nivea is my favorite on the show. I love her personality. She can sing. Okay, her microphone is on.
My microphone is on.
Shout out to Prince for that. And next we see Shamari. Now, when Shamari was on Housewives of Atlanta and she was showing off her vocal chops, I really did not think much of Shamari. And when she got in the booth, she sounded really good. I was like, okay, Shamari, like, go ahead. Felicia goes in, she kills it. Aubrey goes in, she does a nice job. And then Fallon goes into the booth, and she does a really nice job. And while she's singing, Shamari is like, okay, Fallon, like, go ahead, like, giving us Toni Braxton. And I was like, all right now. Like, yes, Fallon sounded good, but nobody is seeing Toni, the living legend, Braxton when it comes to those vocals in that lower register, all right? But Fallon did sound really good. So while everybody is going in and out of the booth, Lamisha is nervous. And then Irish steps into the booth, and when I tell you, Irish, come here, come closer. Sis, you can't sing. What the F was that? I said, girl, you got on national TV and thought that those vocals were acceptable. Absolutely not. Everybody is taken aback for the most part about Irish's struggle vocals. The twins are on the couch saying, oh no, like she needs to sing from her stomach and not through her nose. So I think it's Felicia or Fallon. When I tell you, I cannot tell those two apart, so forgive me. But one of the twins goes into the booth to give Irish some friendly advice. And she's like, hey girl, you might want to sing from your stomach and not through your nose. And also it might help if you pronounce the words clearer. And Irish is taking it all in, and she's like, okay, all right, thank you. So then in the confessional, Irish makes a remark about how she's been in the game longer than the twins have. And it's like, sis, that might be so, but your career has been stalled, and the twins are more talented than you. And it just is what it is. Like, I don't understand why you're getting offended when she's giving you solid advice and your voice sounds terrible. So take the L on the chin, sis. Take the constructive criticism and try to do better. Then Lamisha gets into the booth and she sounds just as bad. I do not think that Lamisha and Irish have what it takes to be in this group. Period, point blank. There, I said it. And I know that a lot of you guys feel the same way that I do. I just don't think that they're there vocally. Lamisha's style is still stuck in like the 1990s. I don't know what she's wearing half the time. Even her confessional looks are amiss. Like, she's just giving grandmother, like, in her style. And I'm just like, sis, I just don't know how you're going to be able to fit into a girl group in 2021. But hopefully somebody can perform a miracle that Lamisha and Irish can get it together, but they both sounded awful. Keely got in that booth. And Keely, don't you ever open your mouth to sing again. I'm in the way. I just feel like if you are a singer, whether you are performing or not, whether your career is booming or not, you should still be exercising your voice. You should still be up on your vocal exercises. Your voice should not go from solid to now you damn near can't sing. I think it is a true shame that Irish, Lamisha, and Keely are on this show sounding the way they sound. That's ridiculous to me. But again, let me just get off of that because we'll be here forever because they just sound so bad. Studio session is done. Cosign and Elijah leave. And Pam thanks all of the ladies and lets them know that she appreciates all of them. Shamari and Nivea head upstairs, and then it's Pam, the twins, Aubrey, and Keely still down in the studio, and they're just talking. One of the twins is talking about how she wants a glass of red wine immediately. And while they're just talking, Aubrey is sitting on the floor and Pam is on the couch, right? And we see Aubrey just leaning on Pam's leg. Like she just has her arm on Pam's leg. I guess she was like patting it or whatever. So Pam turns to Aubrey and whispers to her that she's not really down with all that touchy-feely stuff because somebody could get the wrong idea. And then she goes on to say how she's been with a woman before, but she's no longer on that anymore because the Lord has delivered her from that. So when I was looking at Aubrey just leaning on Pam, I did not get any sexual attraction vibes. I just looked at that as a very innocent, just leaning on your friend. I'm a very touchy-feely, affectionate person. I'm known to lean on you, touch you, like it's very innocent. I thought Pam was looking too deeply into that. Nobody was looking at Aubrey like she was trying to do something sexual with Pam. Like nobody got that vibe. So of course everybody was confused. Like Pam just came all the way out of left field with that one. Keely was offended. Like she was pissed. And then we see Keely in her confessional saying, look, God is not out here changing sexual orientations and you cannot pray the gay away. And I was cracking up when Aubrey was like, I do not want Pam in any capacity, okay? Like I am not trying to eat her box, so I don't know where she got all that from. And no offense, but I was even saying, now, if Aubrey were attracted to anybody in the house, I don't think that it would be Pam. But I digress. So while the twins, Aubrey and Keely, are talking about like what the F just happened, Pam goes upstairs and tells Nivea and Shamari what she told Aubrey. And Shamari is like, that's great, Pam. Like, good for you for speaking up for yourself. And when I tell you, Nivea had me cracking up because she was like, I don't see anybody in this house having any sort of sexual attraction to anybody. Like, Nivea just looked confused. Like, girl, like, huh? Like, what? I've said it once and I will say it again. Nivea's comedic timing is pure gold. Her facial expressions, like she is just in her own world. Like she really is not here for the BS that these other ladies be talking about. Next, we see a short little scene with Lamisha and Keely in the kitchen. And Lamisha is questioning Keely like, sis, why are you here? Like, what's your role? Are you going to be in the group? Because you did lay a vocal down on the track. So what's going on? And Keeley is sort of like dodging and sidestepping the question. Now we roll on into the night. The ladies are all scattered around the house. Fallon is on the piano, and then Keeley calls Fallon over because she just wants to have a quick little chat about the group. And they're discussing some of the ladies and the lack of talent from said ladies in the group. Now, while they're talking, Lamisha is in the corner eavesdropping. And one thing about eavesdropping, you never hear anything good. And that is a really shitty feeling to overhear some stuff that was not meant for you to hear, okay? And I don't know about you guys, but Lamisha is wearing me thin because it just seems like Lamisha is really craving their validation because they are very talented and they are still active and doing really well in the music industry. And it's like, Lamisha, you need to turn your attention and your focus to bettering your voice and bettering your dance skills and stop putting so much stock into what the twins think about you. So now Lamisha is torn up by what she's just heard, and she goes upstairs and she's crying. And Shamari, Pam, and Nivea are trying to console her. They're really upset that she's upset. And Shamari's trying to give her a pep talk like, sis, you know, you belong here and don't let anybody make you feel like you don't belong. And it's like, you know, that's all well and good. But the truth of the matter is that Lamisha and Irish cannot sing. So they all finish consoling Lamisha, and Pam lets it be known that she wants to gather all the ladies around and let them all air out their grievances so that they can just be on a smooth slate. Pam goes down into the kitchen. She has her crown on, and she lets them know that she wants all of them to join her so that they can hold court. Pam sits down on her throne, and she takes off her crown and lets them know that they are all queens. And then she just wants to open up the floor so that they can air out their grievances. Baby, the way Lamisha was in her feelings and got it started immediately. She looks directly at the twins and lets them have it. She lets them know that she overheard them talking about her and Irish and how her and Irish aren't that talented, how they're out of their element, how they're too old. And so Felicia is looking like, girl, like, hold up, wait a minute, like, what? So Lamisha ended off with, if you guys think that you're better than us, then just say that. I was like, Lamisha, you are just so insecure. It is sad. Felicia sets the record straight. She's like, I'm really tired of people always lumping in me and my twin. I did not say anything about you and Irish, so there's that. Fallon pipes up and owns up to what she said. She's like, yeah, was it kind of rude? It was. But at the end of the day, you need to know what you're good at so that you're not out there looking bad. The rest of the ladies are like, oh, damn, like Fallon really went there. And when I tell you that Nivea's facial expressions had me screaming, like Nivea is so funny when they all start arguing. And now Keeley jumps in and says that the level of unprofessionalism is demoralizing. Now everybody bursts out laughing like, girl, I know you ain't talking about unprofessionalism when you don't even know where or what you want to be in this group. Then Keeley goes on to say how she's spoken to Fallon about how Fallon has discounted some of the ladies in the group. Now both of the twins are like, excuse me, like, girl, what? And that really pissed me off too, because it's like, Keeley, you were on the couch flapping your gums talking about Irish and Lamisha and how they were pretty much backup dancers. Like, you were shading their talent as well. So for you to sit up there and try to throw Fallon under the bus, like Fallon is the only one talking when you were opening your mouth too, like, don't do that. That really pissed me off too, and it really shows how sneaky Keely is. Keely really is a snake. And more I just get angrier and angrier because I can only imagine what Notori Naughton dealt with when she was in 3LW with her. But again, I digress. Now Keely turns her attention to Pam and she says, Pam, I stand for you. Like, I stood for you. But those homophobic comments that you made earlier, that really offended me because I'm bisexual. So Pam is like, look, like, that's not what I meant. I am not homophobic at all. I'm just going by what the Bible says. And then she goes on to ask Pam, well, what did you mean when you meant that you were delivered? Like, what does that mean? And then she goes around asking the other ladies what they think about the whole situation. And the other ladies are kind of like, girl, I'm not in this. Like, leave me out of all this. Now Felicia gets upset and she goes on to ask Keely, girl, what's your place here? Like, what's your role? What's your purpose? Because honestly, you're really giving shit starter. Like, you're really giving nothing but negativity. Like, you throw rocks, hide your hands. You like to sit up there and drop a bomb and then act like, oh, wait, like, what happened? Like, you know, what started it? But you're really a two-faced bitch. Keely is stunned because she cannot believe that she has been verbally attacked like this. And I have to say, I thought that Felicia was on point when she said that she was two-faced, because Keely is proving herself to be very two-faced, especially after she was sitting there on that couch with Fallon talking about Lamisha and Irish and then wants to throw Fallon under the bus like Fallon was the only one saying stuff. The next morning rolls around and Lamisha and Keely are having another conversation. Keely lets it be known that from this moment on, she's not answering any more questions about her role in this group. And I was like, girl, like, just leave. Like, this is just getting so stupid to me. Like, why are you here? But I guess Keely is on this show to be the difficult one and to have some sort of drama going on. So while they're down in the kitchen, Aubrey is in her room and she's making these really cool vision boards. She calls the twins over and she shows them her ideas. The twins love it. They are really excited that somebody in the house has some sort of direction, and they're really pumped for everybody else to see it. The evening rolls around and all the ladies are gathered around the couch to check out Aubrey's presentation. Aubrey's nervous, but she unveils her vision boards and her vision for the group, and everybody is really excited. Lamisha makes a comment that it is night and day between Keely and Aubrey. Keely isn't really doing much, and Aubrey is out here trying to execute a vision for the ladies. So everybody, for the most part, is impressed by Aubrey and her vision boards, except for Keely. Keely is very sarcastic. She's just very unimpressed by the whole thing. And I'm like, sis, if you're gonna sit up here and try to shit on Aubrey and her ideas, why don't you come up with something better? Nivea then interjects and says, now let's get to the elephant in the room. And she looks right at Keely and she's like, now, girl, are you in the group or not? Like, it's all very confusing because you're laying the vocal down. Like, what's going on? Lamisha then addresses Keely and says, it's really not fair that you're taking up studio time, but now you claim that you're not in the group. Like, girl, what's going on? Aubrey jumps in to air out her grievances with Keely, and she says, you're sitting up here talking behind my back, calling me divisive, and it just seems like you stir up a whole bunch of negativity in the house, and you cause the most problems. So it's like, girl, why are you here? Like, you're draining my energy. Keeley is sitting there and she is just upset. She's about to cry. You see her eyes watering up and she's clutching her red wine for dear life. That's the only thing Keeley and I have in common. The fact that we both love some red wine, child. Everybody is picking on Keeley, and Felicia decides to stand up and tell everybody to stop. She does not like to see somebody being ganged up on, and although her and Keeley are not on the best of terms, she doesn't want to see anybody just be bullied. Felicia goes on to say, when I see Keeley, I don't see a mean person. I don't see arrogant. I see a woman who is fearful. And Keeley is getting more and more teary-eyed while Felicia is talking. And Keeley is in shock that Felicia is sticking up for her. And she's like, you know what? Like, wow, thank you so much for that. Like, she's just stunned. Because that is surprising that somebody that you don't get along with would come to your rescue while everybody else is getting on you. All the ladies break out into separate conversations, and now the twins pull Keeley aside and tell her that they want to talk to her. Keeley is crying and she keeps saying, I just don't know what's going on. Like, I just don't know what's going on. Like, you called me a two-faced bitch the night before and now you're sitting up here defending me. Like, I just don't know what's going on. Like, do you guys want me out the house? And it was like, girl, if you don't stop with these dramatics, then I know something. Keeley was doing the most. I was like, Keeley, girl, you were giving your best lifetime rendition. That's where the episode ends, and I am very excited to see the coming episodes. But thank you guys for watching, and as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.